Well, hello and welcome to Speed Force Racing. This is Division 2. We are round 2 of Season 18. We're at Australia. I'm Energy and I'll be your commentator this evening. Sorry for the late joining. So just looking at the top, we have got the V cars of Emils and Xenon actually locking out the front row at the minute with a 116.4 and a 116.8 respectively. Let me just sort my audio out, guys. Microphone. Check. A little bit louder. There you go. So yeah, looking down the order, we've got Keith's in P4, so great outing for Keith so far. We've got Probelli in P5, Lord Allen in 6, Melners in 7. Klaus is not doing too bad, 117.5, could probably get that time a little bit further up for Klauser. Let's just put the track map on. So let's see, Gags KK is about to start his lap, so let's just go on board with Gags. Obviously last night we had Division 3 kicking off the week's racing. So hopefully Gags can get past all these slow moving drivers without any hindrance. Looks like, oh, that's not ideal at all. Looks like it was a Williams of Scanney maybe, just wasn't in the way, but it's not ideal when you have to second guess if a driver's going to get out of the way. It can affect you, so I'm not sure Gags will be happy about that, but yeah, plants it nicely. Battery deployment in full swing. Oh, it is now. It was harvesting before. Now coming up to this difficult. Is it turn 11 and 12 this? Apparently they've changed the track limits on this next corner coming out, so there's no longer an instant penalty if you go over this yellow line. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I have been told by certain sources that that is the case now. I'll just double check that my voice is coming through on the stream. Yeah, for the two people that are watching the stream, can you just tell me if my voice is coming through on the stream? I'm having a few issues here on my end. So Gags KK has now split the V cars along with Surge. Surge now is one. Oh, Fast Little Xenon's just gone back up as I was saying that. So the V cars are both now 1 and 2 again with a 116.4. For both drivers, so yeah, fair play to them too. So well done on Surge getting through there. So that's amazing. Okay, Lord Allen 117.4. I think he can actually improve on that as Keith now drops down to P7. We've got Alascopo nearly on a 117 dead. So yeah, pretty good time, but yeah, it looks like Xenon and Emils certainly setting the pace for this round 2 of Division 2. Round 2 for Division 2 in Australia. Looking down the lower end of the field, we've still got the 2 McLarens. As I was about to say, Lord Brad, the top G, has now just got up with a 117.085. So looking pretty good for contention of the podium spots there. He's waiting on Electro Dan to actually set a lap. Let's see what he's doing. He's He's now coming through sector 3. Looks like he's a little bit down on his time there. It's not going to be a blazing lap this. As again, he's just approaching the Mercedes driver of Melines. Let's hopefully he stays out of the way for the last 2 corners. He might actually get a cheeky toe actually if he's starting a lap, and I think he's starting a lap, so he's going to get a cheeky little toe off the Mercedes driver here. It should help. 1:16.5 for Electro Dan, so not bad at all. I thought it was going to be a poor lap, but he up at the second row of the grid there. So a cracking lap from Electro Dan there. So Lord Danny Boy made a mistake on that lap. He's actually now harvesting. So he's going to go again. Oh, he's out of fuel. He doesn't think he'll have time. Not sure. 4 minutes. Oh yeah, he'll have enough time. So he's going to come back in, get some fuel on board, and he will go again. Let's see, Martin. Let's see what Martin can do. Where are you, Martin? You are there in a Ferrari. Well, Martin's just come in the pits. Klaus, he on a lap. Yeah, so Klaus on a lap. Can we do sector 3 now? 3 corners remaining. Not going to be a great lap, I don't think. Probably 1:17.8 maybe. I know. 1:17.4. Yes, it does improve slightly. So yeah, Klaus with a 1:17.465. Quite a lot of drivers just hovering around that 1:17.5 area. So let's just put on leader. There you go. So that is the spread across the division. 44,000 per second between Emils and Zenons. So yeah, really good there. 2 temps for Gags, 3 and a bit temps for Lord Danny Boy. As Keith just goes up to P3. Oh wow, 61,000 per second. Splitting P3 to P1. 83,000 if you go to P4. So the top 4 there looking absolutely monumentally quick. It's a shame Dylan Vince hasn't stayed in this, but he might be trying to do the last to first challenge in Div 2. Absolute stonking lap there for Keith, so fair play to him. It was the Red Bull cars, I think they're the first. They're on out laps at the minute. Let's see if we can get maybe Lord Allen. Let's see where he is. He's down on his time. Scanny, what are you doing? Down on his time. Matty up on his time, coming through sector 3, not by much, half a tenth. Almost fully depleted the battery there, so yeah, he's been pushing. It goes up 1 spot to P16. Let's just check in with, I think, the Red Bulls again. I think they're the next to go across the line. Yep, so Stanik's about to start his lap. He's the leading driver of these 2 on course, so he needs to put in a good lap now. Just looked a little bit hesitant on there on the throttle, so probably lost a tenth there. Hopefully he can make it up in this back section. He's not using much battery, unless he wants to use it all on this back straight now. But yeah, I'd have been using a lot more battery than what Stanik has actually used. Although this is a very long section. He's used half his battery already now. Ooh. Very tentative. Oh, Emils goes fastest with a 1:16.058. Absolute stonking lap from him. Let's just check in with the other Red Bull of Preb 1. See what he's doing. So Stanek emptied his battery coming across the line. Will he improve? He does slightly, P13. And Preb 1 was only half a tenth quicker on that one. Let's see if we can go to the Ferraris of Martin. Should be an alright lap this. Should get himself another 5 places or so. Yeah, up into 8th place. Fair play from mine. Absolute great there. Just splits. Just edges in front of his teammate Probelli. Almost not even half a tenth between them. Absolute stonking laps from both the Ferrari drivers. Now Scopo down his time. Oh, looks, what happened there? Oh, it looks like the McLaren's not got a wing. So we've had a bit of an incident for the McLaren. He's wingless. Lord Allen, let's see what he can do. He's currently sat in P11. Nearly a second off the lead. Approaching these gaggle of cars. That's just, yeah, wrecked his lap. No foul from the drivers there. Just nothing they could really do. Electro Dan in the pits. I think that might be it for Stanek. Not sure what he's doing there, but he's very strange. Right, I think that'll be it for qualifying. So the V cars locking out the front row. Not quite in the 115s for Emils. He was ever so close, half a tenth off getting into that 115 zone, and Zenon just shy of 4 tenths back from him. But Keith's very similar. He's just a little bit over 4 tenths back. He's locking out on that second row, so this should be a very, very, very good race coming up. So there you go, guys. That is your qualifying done for the round 2 of Division 2 in SFR. We've got Emils and Zenon locking out the front row in that Visa Cash app. We've got Keith and Electro Dan locking out second row. We've got Gags and Lord Danny by third row. Serge and Martin. Serge and Martin is going to be a good battle, actually. I want to keep an eye on that one. We've got Probelli and Outscopo next. And then Lord Allen finishing out the top 10. So it looks like, just from what we're seeing at the minute, it's a dry race to start. As you're all aware, if you've listened to my commentary before, I do like it when I commentate on wet races. It's a little bit more exciting. It adds a little bit of that unknown to the races. And it also seems to neutralise the pace of the drivers that little bit more. You often get some of the slower drivers that are really good in the rain that come through into the top 10 or the top 5. And of course, it is just simply exciting to watch the carnage or mayhem that happens in the rain, especially around a fast circuit like Australia. So welcome to the 3 of you that are watching tonight. Give us your predictions. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Who's going to crash out? So it's going to be a minute more now and we'll be getting underway. Formation lap. Don't think you'll be seeing the soft tyre tonight. The soft tyre, from reports that I'm receiving, is absolutely pish on almost all circuits. It's on this game. It's pretty much resigned to a qualifying tyre and or a very late safety car tyre. You probably get about. I think they got. The Belgian runners last week were getting 3 competitive laps out of the softs, so I imagine around somewhere like Australia, where you've got a few more heavy braking zones, a few more tight corners, you probably get 2.5. So I don't think we're going to see the soft tyre used around here. Likely going to be a battle of the stops, so it could be very close between the 1 stop and the 2 stop round here, depending on virtual safety cars and safety cars. I'd like to see. If it's going to be dry, I'd like to see no safety cars, no virtual safety cars, and just see the battle of the 2 stop to the 1 stop, because it's obviously we're still trying to figure out what is faster on this game. Some people are favouring the 1 stop, some people are favouring the 2 stop. The tyre wear is much more severe this year's game, so it'd be interesting to see exactly what people do. I imagine people are going to start on the most people will start on the mediums. I do remember, if it's the same as the last few games, the hards have been atrocious for warm-up around Australia. Once they get warm, they are good. But yeah, I personally think I'll be starting on the mediums. The hard is a great race tyre. And obviously if you start on the hards and there is a safety car, you're kind of locked, unless it happens 16, 17, 18 laps in. You know, you're not really getting any benefit from a safety car if you start on the hards. So if there is a safety car and you're on the mediums, win-win. You can probably take those hards to the end, providing it's not more than 20 laps or 19 laps. So again, this is something we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I imagine most people will be starting on the mediums. I think it was a 50-50 split last night. I think 50% on medium, 50% on hards, which was quite surprising for me. I did think there'd be a much more medium tyre sway, but Div 2, let's see what they decide. It shouldn't be too much longer now, and we will be getting underway. So here we are. Let's put the tyre graphic up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, predominantly medium runners. That's what I was thinking. Keith's Electro down in the top 4. They're the only ones starting on the hards. That does mean that they'll go much longer into this race. Because you've got Martin in the midfield starting on the hards, and of course just outside the top 10 you've got Scania and Lord Brad on the hards, and then Matty at the back on the hards. So yeah, predominantly it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got basically 1/3 of the field choosing the hards. The rest, 2/3, are on the mediums, which I did expect people to start on the mediums. Hopefully Keith's, let's have a look what Keith's is doing. Is he warming his tyres up? He needs them tyres scorchio. I don't know. I've not been told actually if they've brought back cross pedal tyre warm up. Last game it didn't really work. I adopted the vigorous weaving in terms of left right left right left right, and super quick. That seemed to warm the fronts up. But other than that, you can't really get the tyres warm. The tyre warm up was atrocious on the last game. I don't know if it's changed this season, whether it's back to cross pedalling or whether the actual weaving works or whether it doesn't work. Are we on an F2 model where you just don't bother even warming the tyres up anymore because it's pointless? But yeah, if I was Keith's, I'd be certainly getting these tyres warm up. What's Letrodan doing? Letrodan seems to be weaving a bit more. Yeah, he's putting more force through that front axle to try and get his front end. He's locking his rear axle as well to get some heat in the rears. So what's Martin doing? Scani seems to be warming his up, and so does Lord Brad Top G. So all drivers now in their grid boxes waiting for the red lights. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the lights are out, way to go. It looked like a great start from Emil's there, as well as Zenon, but Keith's on the left side. He's just getting attacked now by the Haas. Looks like everyone got through pretty clean. So Emils and Zenon out front, already bridging at almost a half a second gap, more than half a second gap actually. So McLaren just protecting against Gaz KK there, just cementing his position in P4 there. As Lord Brad Top G has gone down, he's now in last place, so something's happened there. You see Serge. Oh, Martin's dropped down as well. Martin's dropped down all the way to 11th place. So something happened with Martin at the start. Whether it was a poor getaway on those hard tyres. As we just see Serge fly past Gags. So Lord Allen, he's trying to follow Gags through. Right on the back of his gearbox. So far it looks like a pretty clean getaway. There's been a few issues with people dropping down, Lord Brad Top G and Martin. In fact, let's just put on position change. Yeah, Martin's down 3, Lord Danny Boy down 2, Gags down 1, Scanny, the biggest, oh no sorry, Lord Brad Top G down 6, but he's in the pit, so he must have damage. Sorry about flicking through. Was it a wing change? No, I just think he's off them tyres, so he must be doing probably a medium to the end now. So no change for the top 4. They are currently in the position they started in. Electro Dan already picking up a 3-second time penalty for track limit warnings before the end of lap 2. So already we're seeing these warnings come through thick and fast. So not ideal for Electro Dan there. He's going to have to work really hard to negate that 3-second time penalty. So Keith's now dropped out of DRS behind Zenon, so he needs to get a move on. Looks like he's got a full battery almost. So I think if Keith stands any chance of splitting these Visa Cash apps, then he needs to get a move on. It's dropping. It's dropped another 2/10 just in that half a lap alone. We're just seeing a bit of a gap now forming between the, where is it? Intervals, there you go. Through the Kick Sauber cars. See more people in the pits. We've got Melines and Probelli in the pits coming off those mediums, so they're now onto the hard tyre. Obviously they're going to have to stop again, so they're cementing themselves into a 2-stop race. You cannot get those hards to the end. If they do, there'll be a miracle, but yeah, they won't go to the end, I don't think. Not very unlikely, as we just see Electro Dan having a look down the outside of Keith's. DRS wide open. If I was Keith, I'd be letting him through, you know, because he's already out of that DRS. He needs every help he can get to stay. If these guys don't work together, then the racing bulls are just going to absolutely storm ahead. But it looks like Keith has brought it back by a couple of attempts, maybe 3 attempts actually. I see Gags on the back of Serge. Great aerial shot there from the helicopter. As you see the Aston Martin all over the back of it, the Haas car. Going to try and go around the outside. Has he made it stick? Now he's got the inside line for turn 11. Turn 7, sorry. And the Haas car, it reigns supreme and stays in front. As you see the Kick Sauber now pushing on the back of Lord Allen. So looking like the Kick Sauber, Lord Danaboy's got a healthy battery there looking at his steering wheel. And he's got a bit of a gap now to Telescopo, he's got a nice bit of breathing room. Again, back with Electro Dan. he's going to start getting frustrated because he can see those cars at the front in P1 and P2, and he wants to get past Keith, so they're on the same tyre. Obviously this hard tyre now should be nice and warm. Keith's almost within that 1 second DRS range. He needs to get a move on. He's going to be a sitting duck for Electro Dan in the next 2 laps if he don't get shifty on. He needs that slipstream from the cars in front. It looks like Serge ain't hanging about either. He's seen this front battle. They're not that far behind really. I reckon you got another 4 laps and you'll definitely see Keith Electro Dan pushing on this front group. On board with DXC Matty, he's also on the hard tyre, chasing down Klauser on the mediums. You see Serge having a good battle there with Electro Dan. I think it looked like Serge momentarily got past Electro Dan, but Electro Dan's now come back through. So 5 laps down, we are literally getting towards that 20% mark of the race. And Pabelli's also picked up a 3-second warning there from multiple warnings. That's 2 drivers now on warnings, one in the top 5 and one in the bottom 5. Oh, it was just Serge just making a mistake there. We just saw from on board of Lord Allen that Gags got straight past him, so maybe he just went a little bit long. Electro Dan's another 3 seconds, that's 6 seconds he's on now. That's not ideal at all, but Serge will want to get this position back as quickly as possible. Lord Brad Top G's also picked up a time penalty. 3 drivers now, and looks like he's going to go on the outside. This should be a done deal. Lord Allen gets past Serge, and Serge losing out 2 positions now. Okay, looked like Serge just had either a bit of a lock-up or he went deep late on the brakes, which is now eventually costing 2 full positions. The Kick Saubers now close to each other. Atlas Scopos closed that gap up, and it's now within that DRS detection zone at time. And of course Martin now in P10, he's got these hard tyres fired up and is pushing down the neck of these 2 Kick Saubers. And we're just getting towards the crossover point now, I would imagine, where the hard tyres are starting to be about the same as the 6-lap mediums, and probably in the next 2 laps will become faster. Maybe even this lap, because the hard tyres are looking racier. Martin just chucking that car in there. As Prebelli sitting the fastest lap on those 4-lap old hards now. Martin goes round the outside, sells it to the outside, goes to the inside. What a move! If he makes this stick, that'll be a great move. Oh no! What was that Kick Sauber doing? Bouncing off the wall. Martin did an absolute blinding move there. He sold him the outside move. He moved and then went to the inside. Absolutely brilliant move from Martin there. Probably the move of the season so far. I mean, it's not hard, it's only 2 rounds in, but as just up ahead we just see Lord Danny Boy getting on the back of Serge and Lord Allen fighting out for this top 10. So Outscopo will have DRS, the wing is open. Push on the back of Martin. Has Martin got it? No, Martin didn't get DRS then. He's actually out of the DRS range of Lad Donnyboy. But he has split the Kick Saubers. He's now in a Kick Sauber sandwich. He's the fill-in. So Keiths has now pushed up to the back of the Racing Bulls. These hard tyres, like I said, are now becoming faster than the mediums. I would imagine the medium tyres are going to start screaming their tits off now. They're going to want to, oh no, we've got a virtual safety car by the looks of it. No, it's a full safety car. I can see the yellow dot. The safety car's coming out of the pits, so there you go. All the medium runners will benefit from this. They can come in and get pretty much a half-life stop. The hard runners, very much disadvantaged here. I think you're going to have to just pit. If you don't pit, you're on the worst tyre. You have to pit again anyway because it's too far to go on a set of mediums. So if you're on the hard tyre, unless you're Lord Alam who's already pitted, you're going to have to pit. It's between a rock and a hard place. If you don't pit, you're on 50% used hard tyres, and then you have to pit again anyway, and once they get going you'll drop back. So yeah, I imagine every single driver on this field is gonna come in apart from Lord Alam who's on the fresh hards. Scanny might stay out, actually he's only on 3 lap all mediums, but I imagine every single driver apart from 2 will come into the pits. Yep, Philippines. Lord Alam won't come in. Oh, sorry, Stanek won't come in. He can stay out. Yeah, pretty much every single driver has come in to change tyres. Bit of a difficult one there. Sorry guys, just grabbing a drink from the fridge. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate there for anyone who was on the hard tyre. You're pretty much forced to do a stop and go to a 2-stop. For those guys who are on the hards now, obviously they're going to go to the end. Anyone who's just come off the hards, they will have to go medium soft or medium, depending on what tyre selection or tyre allocation they chose at the start of this weekend. So Emil's has come out on top there. Zenon's lost out a little bit. Keith's and Electrodan now up into 2nd and 3rd place, but Electrodan with that 6-second time penalty. Keith's and Electrodan will most likely have to stop again. You can't do 20 laps on the mediums, so it'll be a medium or a medium soft. If they've got the allocation, it'll be medium. If they've not got the allocation, it will, will be a medium soft. But you probably have to push those mediums another 13 laps, maybe 14 laps, and then yeah, do 5 or 6 on the soft. So yeah, maybe I've struck again with the commentator's curse by talking about safety cars before the race. We didn't want to see this. It was going to be good to see all the drivers battling it out just on tactics and strategy alone. It's never good when a safety car changes the race, but it looks like it was at the Scopo. There's likely the cause for that. It was now actually DNF. Safety car is in this lap. Let's see when Emils goes for it. I reckon it'll be quite close to the line. Keith's caught sleeping a bit there, I think. And well, Zenon even more so. Already nearly a second before they even crossed the line. So Zenon caught absolutely hibernating there on the restart. Yeah, I don't think Keith was very sharp there on the restart. Maybe a little bit tentative on the accelerator, but he has caught back up now. He's sucking in those gearbox fumes that's coming out the back of that Racing Bull car. The Bobby Gags KK, who's on the fresh set of hards. So Zenon and Gags and Serge and Lord Danny Boy probably in the best spot for podium spots now. I do feel sorry for Keiths. He was doing a blinding race and that safety car's really changed the trajectory of his race. All he can do now is drive the arse off these mediums, pit again and drive his arse off the next ones as well. Electro Dan having a good look down the outside there, but foot up there of it. So another couple of laps or so until we start to see this concertina effect of the tyres. Like we did towards the end of that stint before the safety car came out, the hard tyres starting to get faster than the mediums around lap 7, 8, sorry 6 or 7. Oh, keeps. Yeah, so Keith needs to get it done on this lap. He needs to get past the Mills and start making use of these medium tyres, because he's not going to get these to the end. He may as well just absolutely smack the pony on these mediums, because he's going to have to stop again. As he's getting passed now by Electro Dan with a 6-second time penalty. 9-second time penalty, as I just said that. Electro Dan looks like he's got a healthy battery, looking at about 60%, about 70 for Keiths. Emil's pushing that a little bit harder with his battery, look like he's on about 25-30%. As you can see from the graphic on the steering wheel, we don't allow the telemetry to be displayed in our streams, just so that drivers can't quickly look at the battery, but we can talk about it from what we can see on stream. Emil's just starting to struggle now. Just always punching a hole in the air for these guys behind. And he looks like he's going to get swamped by Electro Dan on this this home finishing straight. He's going to get DRS open. There it is, wide open, but will it be enough? It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. No, it wasn't. It was a good 100 metres, maybe 200 metres out of making an overtake there. Going to go for a late move on the inside. No, nearly touches the back of his gearbox. So Electro Dan feeling very racy. So Electrodan making a mistake there. He's now dropped down to P5. That's let Keith, Gags and Zenon through. Now P6, so Surge through as well. Oh, what's happened then? What is going on with Electrodan? Has he got an issue? It looks like he's got his wing. Maybe there was an off-track excursion and he's got dirt on his tyres, and that's caused his traction to suffer massively, because he dropped off. Oh, that was a good 5 positions there. It looks like he's got a lot of dirt on the underskirt on the right hand side, so yeah, maybe it was a trip into the gravel that we missed. Sorry about that. But Keith's half a second behind Emil's. The only thing that Keith's Electrodan, Matty and Martin can really hope for is another safety car. Maybe even a virtual safety car would help them. 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to quickly dip to the toilet. I'll be back in 30 seconds. So can Keiths salvage this race from that safety car? It's going to be a big ask. Emil's is sitting pretty, 6 lap old hards. 14 laps to go. I mean, saying that, it's going to be hard for the guys on the hards anyway. I might be barking up the wrong tree, thinking that Keiths is going to be struggling. The guys on the hards might be struggling. Excuse me. They've done 6-7 laps on these hards already, and they've got another 13 laps to do, so that's going to be 20 laps on the hards. They might actually be fair game here. So interesting to see. I might have totally got this wrong, and that the guys on the hards don't actually have the advantage, because they might have to stop again. We'll soon see about this tyre wear we spoke of. If you are watching the stream, guys, let us know what you think about this. Oh, Lord, Brad Top G has actually just DNF'd. That's another safety car. No, it's a virtual safety car by the looks of it. There's no safety car coming out, but yep, Lord Brad succumbing to 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 5. That sharp right. So it's another drive we've lost, but that is a virtual safety car. So, will we see? They are in the prime position to make a stop if they want to. So the medium runners of Keiths. If I was Keiths, I'd be getting in, and I'd be doing another set of mediums. And he does come in. So Keiths, you're probably going to see Electrodan come in as well. Yep. So there you go. All the medium runners taking that virtual safety car, grabbing it by the horns and using it to their advantage. It's exactly what they needed. That might just be what will bring this race back into contention for those medium runners. Drive-through penalty for Gags. Oh no, he's in P2 as well. Speed on the safety car. It's so hard to do. It is so hard to judge it. But we're going back racing again. So most of the field actually coming back in there. Half the field back in fresh tyres. Every single person in the top 10 is on used hards now. We've got Prebellion P11 on the used mediums. He's going to be a cork in the bottle, so Keith needs to get past him rapido. They are racing again. He's got a good 5 seconds to make up here. But yeah, everyone on those mediums decided to jump in, use that virtual safety car to cut a little bit of the deficit down by pitting under that yellow flag situation. So yeah, I think it was the bang on right call. They have got a bit of a task now, 12 laps to the end of this race. But of course, quite a few drivers on penalties. Let's just put that on for everyone to see. Penalties, there you go. Drive-through for Gags, he'll be out the way. Another drive-through for Zenon. Oh, I didn't see that one come up. So Zenon's got a drive-through. So 2 drivers pick up drive-through penalties there. Electro Dan, I think he's collecting penalties thinking that they're boost points, like you get in the esports cars. Don't work like that, Electro Dan. It's time penalties, not boost penalties, mate. So yeah, this race might very well be neutralised a little bit. In fact, no, let's keep leader on. So the likes of Keiths, Matty and Martin between 16 and 25 seconds off the leader. Are we going to start to see these hard tyres win around lap 22, 23? I wouldn't be surprised if at least two of these drivers on hards catch wind to what's just happened and will come in themselves, because they've got a very quick decision to make. Do they come in and get a fresh set of tyres now and save the time they're going to lose being on used hard tyres? It's almost like Lewis Hamilton in Hungary 2018, 19 was it? Where they put on a set of mediums 22 laps from the end or something to claw back and beat Max Verstappen. I can't remember what year it was. Might be a bit later than that. Might be 22. No, yeah, it'd be 2019. But yeah, I'd be very intrigued to see if any of these hard tyre runners will come in end of this lap maybe. I'll just see Dylan Vince, who's done a very nice recovery drive from last place, now up in a P7, sorry, as he's just getting past. Oh no, Stanek! Dylan just going down the outside of Stanek, and either one driver didn't see the other, but yeah, just pushed him into the wall there. Hopefully, he's got wing damage. No, Dylan's got wing damage. He's missing his left end plate. Oh, not ideal for Dylan Vince at all. I mean, you could argue you don't stick your nose on the outside of that turn. But yeah, we'll leave that up to the stewards. So yeah, let us know in the comments, guys, what do you think these hard tyres runners are going to do? Do you think they're going to pit soon? Or do you think they're going to try and eke this out to the end? Check some of your comments. Who's there? So Emil's for the win, and my outgoing teammate Dylan for P6. Melissa Blackburn in the comments. Come on, Keith's biggest supporter. Indigo, I hope you're talking to me, mate. I love you too, mate. And then Electro Dan saying what a disaster. Yeah, both McLarens out, missing out on valuable constructor points. Now let's put the interval back on. Of course, there you go. You can start to see now Keiths is just starting to make his way up the order. He's now come to the back of his teammate, which in about a lap or so's time, he's going to be pushing. He's going to get DRS probably end of this lap. I dare say Keiths might actually be on for a very solid podium, maybe even a P2 here, and very, very possibly the win if the hard runners start to wane, which I imagine they've probably got another 4 laps of competitiveness in them. Then they're going to start, the deltas start going over 1.5 seconds a lap. So Melissa, in the chat, go on, tell us, do you think Keiths can get up there and win this race? So Lord Brother Top G saying Dan collected his penalty boost points and called it quits. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate for Electro Dan because he was having a great race there as well. Apart from losing out just before that safety car, I think he went deep or went for a trip in the gravel. Just see Keiths getting past his teammate Molina's. So Keiths now up into P7. Chasing down Dylan Vince. He's got 5 seconds. He is on some very fast, grippy mediums. He's got another 4 laps of competitiveness in these tyres. He's only got 8 laps remaining of this race. So how will these hard tyres hold up? Keiths having the race of his life here. Let's just go on board with one of the hard runners. Let's see how they're faring up. Let's go on board with the leader. Let's see how he's doing on these tight, twisty corners. He looks like he's going a little bit more tentative because Gags KK on a fresh set medium was a 1:18.954, setting the fastest lap. No longer a point for the fastest lap if you're in the top 10 this season. We're following the rules of the FIA where you do not get a point for fastest lap anymore. And see how that happens, see how that pans out this season. Might bring it back into effect next season, but so far I think it's a good thing. It stops people just pitting randomly to try and get the fastest lap. So let's see how Emil's navigates turn 1 and 2 with these used hards. And again, he's just looking a little bit tentative, not as racy as he'd like, but he has got a 2.2 second gap to Serge. Serge obviously with that time penalty, is it 3 seconds? Yeah, 3 second time penalty for Serge, 3 second time penalty for Lord Danny Boy, and then Klauser on used hards, who's actually got no penalty time penalties at all. But he's looking like he's drifted a little bit there, a little bit unreactive on the front axle. So maybe he's starting to struggle on these hards. Vince not far behind him. And then a bit of a gap back to Keith. So Keith is coming. We'll just watch that 3.1 second delta. Let's see how quickly it comes down. It won't be too drastic at this part of the track because it's quite fast paced. But once you get to the slow corners of sector 3, and then again at the start of sector 1 and 2, you're going to see that 3.1 seconds come down. Dylan Vince now eyeing up Klauser. He's got about 6% battery. Can he get at least one of these guys? I don't think it'll be close enough for a double overtake. It might even not be close enough for one overtake. It looked like he's not, as Klauser just starts to harvest towards the end of that straight. Just seeing Keith in the background there. He's now caught sight of these. He's got a whiff of their exhaust fumes and he wants more of it. He loves those combusted carbon strings. Tasty. So of course, if we go back to penalties, if my dumbass can select the right one, there you go. 3 seconds apiece for Serge and Lord Danny Boy. So Keith's will know. He's got 5 places, so he should be able to see at least Lord Danny Boy. I think it's 2 places in front, 2 places behind. So Keith will see. Oh no, he won't see yet. He needs to overtake Dylan, and then he'll start seeing Lord Danny Boy's got a penalty. And then once he takes over Klauser, he'll see that Serge has got a penalty, and he'll get the wind in his sails and crack on. Again, Emil's still keeping it real, that 2.5 second lead. And you've got a bit of a gap between Klauser, sorry, Lord Danny Boy and Serge. 4.6 seconds, so yeah, big gap in fact. You see there on the track map, you can see the Kick Sauber and a bit of a gap to Serge, and then again a bit of a gap from Serge to Emil's. So yeah, in a lap and a half, Keith is half the time from Dylan Vince. Of course, Dylan Vince and Keith are very, very likely to be in this division officially after this race. And Gags has now left. Gags has left the building. 4 drivers now DNF. So Dylan Vince still chasing down this leading pack. Dylan is penalty free, so is Klauser. This will be a monumental finish for Klauser if he can stay with this front group and protect against Dylan Vince and Keith's. It's going to be hard. You've got 5 laps remaining. Keith's tyres probably got another 3 laps of competitive racing in them, but again, looking at them front 5 that are on the 15 and 16 lap old hards respectively, they are going to start be screaming. I would argue that the mediums are probably the better tyre at the minute. Only by a smidge. Oh, Zenon! Zenon with a 10-second time penalty for speeding the pits. So it's actually going to be hard who to follow on this, because you've got Keith on a charge, you've got Dylan Vince on a charge, you've got Klauser on a charge. These three drivers are very much racing for not just the podium, but maybe even the win. It's a big ask. 8 seconds. So Keith is nearly 9 seconds to the leader. 9 seconds in 4 laps. Yeah, that's not going to happen. They're not that faster than the leader. So I think Emil's got this sewn up quite well, extending his lead now to nearly 3 seconds. So I think Emil's is pretty much cemented as the race winner. But yeah, Klauser, Dylan. Oh, Dylan. Again in this race, as I announce something, it changes. I was going to say Dylan. Very much on for a podium. That helps Keith's out though. That's possibly a P2 for Keith's if he can get ahead of Dylan and Klauser. He needs to get a move on though, Keith's. You've only got about 2 laps left of these tyres being competitive. As we're just seeing Dylan Vince going down the inside of Klauser. Is Klauser bullied out of it? Yeah, and then Keith's is gonna jump on the back of that because he's got momentum. And no, just backs out of it. So yeah, Dylan getting a bit between his teeth because he knows he's got that penalty now. He can no longer sit there pretty. So this might help Keith's out. If Dylan's got the bit between his teeth, it might help him out. But Keith does need to get past Klauser. Klauser harvesting that battery. Let's see how much he's got. He's on about 30%. Keith's is on about 80%. Keith's very much so can blast his way to turn 1. He needs to open that DRS and open all the battery he's got. I don't think he'll have enough. He won't get there in time. No, he's about 200 metres short again. That was close for Keith. I bet that was a warning. 3 laps remaining. So about 2.7 laps remaining. So Emil's just losing a bit of time on that last couple of laps. It's now down to 2.2, but he's still got that cushion of the 3 drivers behind him, all on penalties. Klauser still looking good for P2. He has got Keith breathing down his neck though. Keith tries to sell in the dummy on the outside. Is he going to go for it? Nope, not close enough. We've got a yellow flag at the back end. Looks like one of the racing bulls, Zenon. Now, Keith's. Lot of battery. He's got DRS. Opens it up. Battery deployed. DRS open. It looks like he's running a little bit higher wing though. He's not catching, even with DRS and a full battery, he's not catching Klauser. You'd expect to see him kind of breeze past him on that home finish straight, but he's not. Klauser harvesting again as Klauser just went a little bit deep into that corner, not ideal. So I think Keith's only option is to get it done in one of these tight corners. Maybe sending it up to the outside of turn 11, I think it is, which we're about to approach now. A couple of turns now, so set it up. I'd use a bit of battery here, Keith's, if I were you, because he's gaining. Is he going to sell it the outside? Sells it down the outside for the inside line of turn 11. He's going to go around the outside, switches it back. Got to be brave to go around the outside there, but he does get the move. No, he doesn't. I thought he was going to sail on the inside then, like they did in Division 3, like Dylan did. So Keith's getting a little bit frustrated there. Maybe he just wants to play it cool, save the battery for a last lap overtake. They're on the pull-up lap now. They're about to start the last lap of this race. Again, Klauser not looking great under braking. And again, Keith's just not catching, even with DRS open. Obviously, Klauser had the DRS because he was within that 1 second of Dylan. So will Keith send it up and inside here? Yellow flag again. Where's that? Oh, Lord Hallam's out. Too close to the end for a safety car, so thankfully. So will Keith get it done this time? Yep, round the outside. That's a cemented move done. Sails past him. And this could very well be Keith's P2 leader. 8 seconds. Let's go back to leaders at 1.4. So P3 for Keith's at the minute, by the looks of it. 3 seconds, 1.5. Yeah, it looks like P3 for Keith's at the minute. Unless he can make some decent time in the last 2 corners. Another penalty for Dylan Vince. So Emils comes across the line. P1. Serge will drop down. Lord Allen will drop down. Serge gets it. Serge gets P2. Keith's for P3. Then Klaus for P4. Then Lord Danny Boy P5. Dylan Vince comes across P6 but will drop down. No, he's not. Keeps P6. Preb 1. P7. Martin in 8th place. Absolutely monumental drive for Martin. That was great recovery drive for Martin. Lost out at the start. Let's put position change. There you go. Martin finished where he started. Preb 1 up 10 positions. 13 positions for Dylan. 12 positions for Klauser. And Serge up 5 positions. What a monumental race finish for Serge. Excuse me. Oh wow, what a race. So yeah, it was close for the 1 stop and the 2 stop, even with that safety car. It looks like it was touch and go. Maybe the hard runners should have pitted, like I said, shortly after that safety car. You know, pitted back onto some mediums. If they had them, they might not have had them. We don't know. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, I can't do interviews. Or can I? 2 secs. I can't see. I'm going to have to leave it. I've probably only got about 4 minutes left on my free trial for this game, but that was an absolute monumental race, to be honest with you. It'd have been nicer without the safety car, but I think in the long run, the virtual safety car kind of saved it, because it allowed the guys that were disadvantaged on the hards having to switch to mediums, on the mediums that had to switch to hards. They had the opportunity to then change again to the mediums. So yeah, kind of balanced it out a little bit. So yeah, fire in the hood in Division 2. Absolute monumental race. Really, really good. So Emil's there for the win. Gags, fastest lap, driver of the day. The game's saying Preb 1. Most overtakes Preb 1 and Emil's for cleanest driver. I'm actually going to give my driver of the day to Keith's. And I've been quite biased on this stream, following Keith quite a bit, but I was eager to see what Keith could do in Division 2. He's obviously a driver that is going to come up. I think tonight's proving that he deserves to be a Div 2 driver. He's got the pace there, as is Dylan. So I think we'll confirm officially in the next 24 hours that Keith's and Dylan will be coming up. So they'll keep the points they've scored tonight towards their full tally. So tomorrow, wow, join us for the beautiful and majestically sounding Indigo in the comms box that will bring round 2 for Division 1, the fastest of SFR, and of course narrated by our best commentator ever, is Jamie Indigo. Can't wait to listen and watch back, tune in for that. So join us tomorrow, 7:30 UK time for Division 1, as we finalise the round 2 of this week before we get into next week for round 3. So yeah, thanks again guys for watching. and hopefully see you on stream tomorrow with Jamie. Take care, guys. Bye bye.